Hi everyone, it's Tatiana Galab here from Vegan Raw Recipes, and today I'll be making cabbage rolls. They're vegan, gluten-free, and delicious. It was so good. It was only my second time to make it. It was so good that everyone asked for a second, so I was very surprised. Even my pickiest Daniel is 8 years young. He even asked for a second, so I was wow, really. Yeah, it's a lot of people told me from comments and even outside when I talked with a few people when I was shopping. They said it's really complicated, it takes a long time, it's hard. I don't have time for this. I'm stay-at-home mom. I have 3 boys. I'm unschooling them, and I don't have any time for complicated things or too beautiful or takes long time. So the way I'm making, it's not complicated, it's not hard at all. If I can do it, everybody can do it. So let's start. So here we have a half cup of lentils, half cup of black lentils, and 1.5 cup basmati rice. Soak it and set aside. If you don't have this type of lentils, just add any type you have at home, just add 1 cup instead of splitting 2 different types. It's really up to you. Grab the deepest pot you have for the cabbage, depends what size of your cabbage. As you can see, cut it between 1 to 2 inches. Covered with boiling water, and then you can add more water even if it's not hot. I just wanted to add boil water already on the top. You don't have to, you just can add regular water and then boil it. Let it boil for 30 to 40 minutes, I'll say, and you'll see how each leaf starts to separate and it's easy to peel. Let it cool down and then start peeling. And before you stuffing into the cabbage, just let it cool down because it's a little bit hard to work when it's hot, and I tried it. Here we have 4 medium onions diced, 3 medium carrots grated. Fry it with water or oil, up to you. I fried it with water, I didn't want to add oil. Fry it until it's a little bit soft, then add the next spices. Half teaspoon salt, 1/8 to 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, half teaspoon onion powder, half teaspoon garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, and 1 vegetable bouillon cube. Cook it on medium heat and then for 10 minutes, and then reduce it to a low and let it sit and cook it for 20 to 30 minutes. Turn it on a low for now, just low, and then we'll add tomato sauce. That's my brand I'll be using, and it's 1 liter. So you can use something else. It contains oil, so if you're not using oil, just choose something else, but it's around 1 liter or a little bit more. One can of tomato paste. Half teaspoon of each: salt, paprika, garlic powder, and onion powder. I'll be adding water into it too. I added 2 cups of water. Mix it again so all the spices get mixed. You can add more water, maybe I'll add more, I'll see, depends on how many cabbage rolls I'll have. So here is my rice ready and it's cooled down, and as you can see, here's the cabbage leaves. And I'll start from underneath because those are the softest one because they were on the top. So I'm not gonna be cutting it, I'm not gonna be shaping it like nicely and pretty. No, as I said, no. But I'll be taking this part because that part is thick and it's hard to fold it. So I'll just be taking this part, and it's easy to take it. If you want, you can do it with a knife. I'll add another spoon of that. I want them to be full. I don't want them to be empty, so you can play the way you want with folding. I'll be doing this way. So the corner of this I'll be putting on the top, and then I'll be folding it from the sides, and then I'll continue to roll it. And now I'll squeeze it just a little bit. I want to make take out the water, and I also want to make sure it stays in its shape. Sometimes they can get ripped on the sides, and it happens. It happened to me too, so don't worry, just continue. Next one. Make sure it's not too full so it won't get ripped. As I said before, just play around and see what goes and what not. Easy and simple. Squeeze again. It's only my third time making it, and I'm really surprised that it's even better looking and even tastier. I never made it with my mom. I've always watched her. I watched her making it, and in my mind, oh, it's too complicated. And she was also making it many times with meat, and at 15 I stopped eating it, and I just could not touch it, look at it, or eat it. And sometimes she made stuffed it with cabbage and rice. I know, funny, right? What, cabbage rolls and cabbage stuffed? Yep. So here's the last leaf of cabbage, and add 2 to 3 scoops of rice, depends on you, and roll it nicely, or just practice, doesn't matter if it looks good or not, as long as it's tasty. And this time, as you can see, I'm not holding it and squeezing it, I'm squeezing it and pushing it down on the plate. It's much easier and quicker, and squeeze it to hold its shape, and the water will take out a little bit of water, and that's it. Richard thought it would take me a long time to roll everything, but it only took me less than 10 minutes. Like literally it took me less than 10 minutes to make 10 to 11 cabbage rolls. So here I have leftovers of cabbage. If you wanna use this too, you can add water and continue to boil it. And then when you see it spilling after 30 to 40 minutes, let it cool, spill the water, let it cool, and then continue to add, to make more cabbage rolls. And in a pot, just add a little bit more sauce, and you can add a next layer of cabbages. When my mom did it, she always made a few layers of cabbage rolls. So you can do that. Mine was only one layer, around I think 10 to 11 cabbage rolls. As I said before, you just continue to boil the leftover of cabbage and continue to make more cabbage rolls. And then you have a big meal, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna have some leftovers for the next day. Depends what family you have, a small, a big one. We are 5 in a family, and I have 4 men that loves to eat. That's their biggest hobby, to eat. And as you can see, here's I have leftovers of rice. If you want, you can make it half quantity of this. So it's up to you if you want to add more and boil the cabbage, the leftovers of cabbage. So here I have leftover cabbage. As I said before, you can continue to boil it again and to continue to do the rolls with the leftovers rice, or you can make a different recipe with potatoes. My boys love potatoes, and to get the recipe, subscribe, hit the bell to get notification for my next video. So after, I'll say 30 minutes to 40 minutes, again depends on your stove. Yep, it's ready. I let it bubble for like I'll say 30 minutes. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you have questions, let me know in a comment below, and to get notification for my next video, just click on the bell button and I'll see you next time.